jumper. Up the rim and oh! And the Thunder win! Oh my goodness! The Clippers overcome a 27-point deficit. The 76ers are going to the second round. You fall, I take my turn. I fan the flames, your place is burned. You were there at the turn, waiting to let me know.
Hey dummies, my name is LakeBusGaming69 for Sports News for Dummies, and let's jump into the first topic. Now, the first topic we're going to be talking about today is the Dwight Howard watch. Now, if you know anything about sports, or if you have been paying attention to basketball, or really any sort of news recently, you know that Dwight Howard really wants to be traded from the Magic. I mean, it's already pretty much out of question that he's staying with them. The Magic actually approached him last week and said, hey, maybe you want to come and play for us again? And he just completely denied. You know, he was like, no, I want to get out of this place where we're stuck in, like, the middle of the league. And so, really, he wanted to go to a place like Brooklyn, where they have Deron Williams now, or L.A., where now they just signed Steve Nash. And neither of those teams are in contention anymore, but now it appears that the Rockets, of all people, are going to be the main top people on the list to maybe get Dwight Howard. Now, see, the Rockets recently are working out an amnesty deal for Luis Scola, one of their players, who, if they release him, they can bring in Dwight Howard. But the whole trade is, I'm not going to go to every player, but basically, the Rockets are trading all three of their first-round draft picks this year, which is crazy. All three, because they have a lot saved up over the past for trading off different players. And so they trade all three of those. They're also trading a bunch of their players. They're basically trading half their team to get a superstar in, and the superstar doesn't even want to play for them. Because before, Dwight Howard has said before that he does not want to play for the Houston Rockets. He's even gone as far as saying he just wants to be on a team where he can win. And right now, he's looking at the situation. Okay, I'm going on a team where there is Jeremy Lin, who is another great star. The Rockets just signed him. But what I'm seeing is in the future, next year, they're going to have no first-round draft picks. The whole team below me is now gone because they traded it for me. I'm just going to leave. And so that's not what they're not going to be able to work out a long-term deal. Dwight Howard does not want to stay there, so he is not going to he may wind up being traded to the Rockets, but then eventually in a couple of years, he's going to be gone to some superstar team when he chooses not to re-sign with them. Alright, our second story for today is going to be Drew Brees finally getting a deal done with the New Orleans Saints. He just signed a 5-year, $100 million contract that is $60 million guaranteed in the last 4 years, and the first year he gets a whopping $40 million. And to that, I want to say, hey, he deserves it, because I am not a fan of the Saints. They haven't been good for my I just lost respect with them, not only because of this bounty thing. I've just always noticed they've just been a dirty team, especially on defense. But I do have a respect for Drew Brees. I think he's an excellent player. I realize he can put the ball right there, where it sometimes looked like he might have not thrown it great, but he put it where the receiver can get it. So obviously they needed to re-sign them. So I don't know. That's a lot of money, though. In today's terms, obviously he does deserve it, but when you think about it, $100 million? Like, who needs $40 million in 1 year? That's just crazy. That's like, I don't want to do math right now. Let's see. That's like $4 million, like $3.5 million a month if you want to. That's not exact math, but that's just off the top of my head. So $3.5 million a month? That is crazy. That's like almost $1 million a week. This guy's making $1 million a week, basically. That's give or take a few billion, whatever. Yeah, so he's making so much money, and who needs that much, to be realistic? But I know he's a very good athlete, so I think he definitely does deserve this contract. Now, our last story of the day is going to be a little bit disappointing news, and that is that Blake Griffin has a torn meniscus and will not be able to participate in the Olympics for Team USA. Now, I really like Blake Griffin, not only because he's a funny guy. I've seen him act, like, I don't know if you guys saw the ESPYs, but he had the skit with Kevin Love. I love Kevin Love, too, and it was just hilarious. Go look it up on YouTube, Kevin Love and Blake Griffin skit on the ESPYs, probably it will be. See, I have a Blake Griffin poster right there. But anyway, if you don't know who he is somehow, if you're new to sports, he's a forward for the Los Angeles Clippers, and he is probably one of the best dunkers in the NBA. He's not the best overall player. He needs to improve his shooting and his play under the basket. And that's a big thing that also will be affected with this torn meniscus, because they're saying he should be ready for the start of the season next year, but he won't be able to participate in training camps and stuff like that in the off season. So he will not be able to improve that under the basket play. And another thing factoring into this is going into Chris Paul's last year of his contract. It was a 2-year contract when they signed him last year, when they traded for him. And so going into this next year, Chris Paul is wondering, does he want to stay with the Clippers? Is that a team that can really get him that ring that he really wants? Because he is such a good player. And if Blake Griffin has a season plagued with injuries, that may just throw Chris Paul off of this whole decision to stay with the Clippers. He may want to go to a superstar team where there isn't plagued by injuries, because realistically, there's not that many forwards that are as good as Blake Griffin available. Like, there's nobody on the Clippers right now with that particular skill set like Blake Griffin, who can get those amazing plays, who can get the team riled up in that sort of situation. So either way, another thing though is that Blake Griffin now, he won't be able to participate in the Olympics, like I said. So the world isn't going to be able to see those amazing dunks and all that crazy stuff. So that's really disappointing. I really did want to see him. I wanted to see the people like get, whoa, what an amazing dunk. And, the USA actually just won by 55. Yeah, they just won by 55 against the Dominican Republic. Not a great opponent, but Anthony Davis is in for Blake Griffin. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this first episode of the Sports Show for Dummies. I got it there. It's Sports News for Dummies. Sorry I messed it up right away there. Anyway guys, I hope you got your weekly source of sports. I gotta come up with an intro. Hope you guys got your weekly source of sports from me, Ben Anderson. Check out my other gaming channel I have on YouTube, Like Boss Gaming 69, link in the description below. So hope you guys enjoyed, and tune in next week for more sports news. Thanks.